Sonny boy. How are you doing this fine day?
It's fine, Gramps. Just got an A in my AP class.
Really? I'm proud of you, son. That is one tough class.
How do you know, Gramps? Did you take the class too?
Sure did. Probably one of the hardest classes of my sophomore year.
But it was worth it, right?
It was. I entered the class as a child, unfit to survive the college work in the high school world, but exited as a real man, able to survive any project, any essay thrown at me.
Wow, can you tell me some stories about your AP adventures?
Sure can. Sit on Grandpappy's lap and let me tell you a story. Well,
It all started at the end of my freshman year. As we were all thinking about what we wanted to do with our lives, we heard of a great opportunity to help ourselves with college. And this opportunity being AP, of course. Almost everyone I talked to said I should join AP, and as the recruiters came, it sounded as if it would be a great opportunity. The halls were filled with posters, and the idea really started to appeal to me. Finally, I just decided to go with it.
Weren't you scared, Grandpa? It looked scary to me.
sure was. I'll admit, the first night before I signed up for the class, I didn't get any sleep. I was worried. I was worried that I was going to lose my GPA because of the difficulty of the class.
That is true, but I feel like it will help me later on in life.
Ah, yes, it sure did with me.
I knew this class was hard, but I feel like it will help me with my speaking skills and it helped me work better with other people.
It really did with me, son.
How was your first day like? Did you have fun? Was it hard? Were the people nice? Were the teachers nice?
Ah. I remember on my first day of school,
When we walked into class, we were told to line up in the front of the class. They then assigned us to seats and regiments. We were forced to create a bond with our fellow comrades. And when we were all in our groups, the general stood in front of the room, telling us to get ready. They told us that most of us wouldn't survive, but we should still try and save ourselves for when we would be deployed in the outside college world. I'll never forget my first day and the new friends I made.
The first day was scary, but my teachers were very nice. I had Mr. Blackburn and Miss Sasser, who made class fun by picking on my classmates, Abe and Kyle. AP World was a lot of fun, but although it did have a lot of challenges that I faced in that class.
Ah, the challenges. I remember when our first few weeks of AP World started. The stress accumulated was horrifying.
On the first day of class, we were already assigned homework. People were complaining and thinking of dropping. The problem especially became an issue when we were assigned templates and essays and other readings as homework. The class went crazy. The day things were due, it was total chaos, as kids ran in circles trying to find a way to print or finish their papers, or coming up with excuses for why they're turning their things in on late times and stuff like that. Other kids were walking around acting like nothing was a problem. They didn't care if they messed up or if they did bad. Everyone had this little look in their eyes showing that they were sleepy from the night before, working on their template. And almost everyone was muttering under their breath that they should have taken honors, and that this was too hard and not worth all the extra work and worry.
That sounds horrible. My class had some of the same problems. In the first 7 weeks, we had the templates. Because of the templates, and because they were too hard, I really wanted to drop out. My friends told me not to, and my teachers told me that the class was going to get easier, so I continued the class. And I'm really glad I did, because it taught me a lot of the skills that I need in the future, such as writing and reading skills.
That's great, Sonny boy. We also had the templates.
Did you also have the tests?
Ah, we sure did. Our test came in the form of Hell Weeks. And I remember the first time we took our test.
Our first Hell Week was probably the scariest of all the Hell Weeks. They scared the bejeebers out of all of us. Even more stressful than the templates and the essays we had at the beginning of the year. People were running around with their heads off. We were all freaking out, studying and worshipping the Book of Straya to try and learn what we're doing. When the actual week came to pass, it was like an intensive training. Sort of like how they do in military boot camp. We woke up early and started training right away. And even more, after the AP test, we trained on game days. When we trained these game days, it was probably one of the hardest times of the year. But it was worth it. Until all of a sudden, we realized that just around the corner was the AP test, and things got to get stressful again.
Wow, what happened after that?
Well, after the game days were over,
We started to have new worries. The AP test. We had graduated from the hard work of the training camp, and some people with high honors and awards. The feeling of completion was short-lived, however, for just around the corner was the day we had all been training and waiting for. AP Test Day.
Grandpa, but graduation, did you mean the AUTs that they gave us?
sure I do. And not just the AUTs, but also the parties and the last minute get-togethers people had before the test.
Yes, I agree. I think this graduation was meant to motivate us to do better in school. But before the test, we were specifically told not to study, but lots of people studied before the exam.
Ah, and was this studying called cramming?
Yes.
Cramming.
The closer we got to the test, the worse things got. People started to act differently, and they tended to go off and do different things that they normally didn't do. You were really scared. They called themselves study groups, but I believe that some of them were dangerous cults. They would practice weird rituals like playing to the Book of Straya, changing their diet and their sleeping patterns, and in very strange and extreme cases, I'm sure some of them committed human sacrifices of old students who dropped early of the class earlier in the year.
Wow, Grandpa, ours was not that extreme. Hey, Grandpa, can I tell you something?
Yes, sonny boy.
The only reason I took the class was so I could challenge myself and get a college credit. In the first 7 weeks, we had templates. With those templates, I really wanted to drop out. I didn't drop out because my friends told me not to. Later on, it got easier. I collaborated with my classmate to get all the assignments done. As year came to the end, it got very, very hard. We had projects, and I really wanted to quit again. I just continued, and now we're at the end of the year, and I feel like that AP World has helped me a lot with my skills.
Lollipop, lollipop, oh lolly, 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 lollipop, lollipop, oh lolly, 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 lollipop, lollipop, oh lolly, 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 lollipop. Boom, boom, boom. Lollipop, lollipop, oh lolly, 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 lollipop, lollipop, oh lolly, 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 lollipop, lollipop, oh lolly, 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 lollipop. Boom, boom, boom. Call my baby lollipop, tell you why. Her kiss is sweeter than a cherry pie. And when she does a shaky rockin' dance, man, I haven't got a chance. I call her lollipop, lollipop, oh lolly, 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 lollipop, lollipop, oh lolly, 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 lollipop, lollipop, oh lolly, 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 lollipop. Boom, boom. Sweeter than candy on a stick. Huckleberry shimmy your life. If you had a choice, she'd be a pick. But the lollipop is mine. Lollipop, lollipop, oh lolly, 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 lollipop, lollipop, oh lolly, 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 lollipop, lollipop, oh lolly, 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 lollipop. Boom, boom, boom. Crazy way she thrills me. Tell you why. Just like a lightning from the sky. She loves to kiss me till I can't see straight. Gee, my lollipop is great. I call her lollipop, lollipop, oh lolly, 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 lollipop, lollipop, oh lolly, 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 lollipop, lollipop, oh lolly, 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 lollipop, a lollipop.